team, and they will get back to you. They will let you know what they have. If you need more, they will put you on a list, and that list will be held till the fall, and then they will return back to delivering as you need them. Thank you very much. End of my report.
Thank you. Trustee Travis?
Thank you, Your Honor. Tonight I have Resolution 26-47, authorizing entrance into an agreement with Crossing Guard Services in Stamford, Connecticut, through a request for proposal process. For many years, the village has experienced ongoing staffing challenges in maintaining its 7 school crossing guard posts. When crossing guards are unavailable, community service officers and at times sworn police officers have been required to fill vacancies, reducing the availability of those personnel for their primary public safety responsibilities. To address these challenges, the village issued a request for proposals seeking qualified contractor to recruit, train, schedule, and maintain crossing guards. 3 proposals were received. Crossing Guard Services were determined to be the lowest responsible bidder at an annual cost of $76,440 compared to $94,198 submitted by Andy Fran Services and $333,000 submitted by Advanced Security Solutions. Crossing Guard Services will give hiring priority to Morton Grove part-time crossing guards. Contracting these services will provide a more reliable and sustainable staffing model while allowing police department personnel to remain focused on core law enforcement and community service functions. This resolution authorizes the village to enter into an agreement with Crossing Guard Services for the provision of crossing guard services. I move that we accept Resolution 26-47 as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Travis, seconded by Trustee White. I have a couple of questions, Chuck, if I can find out. What are we currently paying for the crossing guards versus the $76,440?
So right now, it's a little over $60,000 is how much we pay for the service in-house. Included in that, though, is a lot of extra costs. That's the crossing guard salaries, which is about $40,000, $41,000. But then there's also $12,000. This is the last year we had coverage on it from the CSO. So, but for us having these fully staffed, the CSOs would be doing other tasks and responsibilities. So there's some opportunity cost lost there too with having the CSOs off the street doing other things like giving tickets, things like that. Serving this, which is a big driving factor for it, along with the hiring and onboarding, the annual training, and then just the administrative cost for the program. So that's the kind of the big drive for it. And it's also something where this just takes up a lot of time for us to manage on something, and a lot of communities have transitioned to this sort of structure just because it's really a turnkey operation. And something that we're working with our school districts on is our intent is in the future to start a cost sharing with the school districts where the village would help run the program so it gets efficiencies, but also would allow the school districts to kind of have more of a share in the cost of it. This is something Skokie did with their school districts not long ago, and it's been very successful. So it's something we're trying to replicate here and think that it can be justified with this cost.
Okay, thank you. And this being our children's safety is like our first and foremost on our minds. So a couple of questions there. If you could describe the background check process as you know it, and also, losing control of who's hiring. I'd hate for there to be a revolving door of crossing guards and unfamiliar faces, if you know anything about that.
Absolutely. So for this, I'm going to be probably read more directly just because it is important to us, and that's a big factor for crossing guards, and especially, I think, in addition to cost, if there was any sort of concern about who's being hired, things like that, we would not be going forward with that vendor. So as part of their proposal, they gave us a pretty comprehensive view of what they do for background checks. I'm just going to read that directly. But they emphasize their background check process. They include it. They summarized it that they use a firm called Higher Image that conducts all of their background investigations. The screening's always completed prior to a candidate joining as an employee. So anyone who is working on our streets is going to be through that background check process first. They're also performed annually on existing staff, so that means if something happens after they get hired, it would be flagged the next year round or before they come back. So that's kind of a best practice. They also do things like address and social security number trace, nationwide criminal database, sex offender registry, sexual predator check. So things that concern me and make sure that we want to address, along with work eligibility check, just making sure they're hiring people that are legally allowed to work, and then just the general state and national criminal searches. I will add that in their proposal, they did even say if there's additional checks that are needed or that we request, they'd be amenable to that. And so that's something that we care about, and I know our police department takes pride in basically anyone who comes in the village representing us, making sure that they have a thorough background check process before they do anything.
Okay, and I think I read that they're giving preference to crossing guards we already have.
Yes.
They'll hire them.
Absolutely. In fact, part of this process, just with the school year starting up before, we didn't have it on the last agenda just to get everything set, but we gave them the heads up that we anticipated this is going to be on the board agenda, and they're already starting to work through contacting our current crossing guards, just because we want to make sure that when the school year comes around, we have people on staff that have these corners covered. So they're working through that, and then I know the other question you had asked was consistency, and that's something that's important for us, and so they've committed to us that they're going to have a pool for which they'll draw from, but I know we will use, our expectation with them is that there is consistency on there, so the uniqueness of certain corners or intersections, you have that person there because one, that helps us, and two, it really helps those residents that they know, okay, it's the same person coming through, and there's a comfort level knowing it's the same person every day, and they know their students that are coming through, they know the families, and just as importantly, they know kind of the unique traffic patterns of the area. So our goal is to also be as consistent as possible, and obviously this is, from my view, a performance-based contract, in that if they're not meeting our standards or expectations, we always can go back out for a contract, just because we want to make sure we have someone that's really filling the needs for our community.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
Question?
Yes.
You checked on their insurance? They're fully insured?
So as part of the contract, they will have to give us insurance in line with our expectations. They've done this for many other communities that have probably similar insurance requirements to us, so I do not have a concern with them having the proper insurance.
Okay, thank
for
you.
this.
Anybody else? Please call the vote.
Trustee Khan?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Sheba?
Aye.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee White?
Aye.
Resolution 26-47 passes 6-0, Your Honor.
And then I have a few other things I'd like to share. For the past year, I have been attending Niles Township government meetings as the trustee liaison from this board. As the needs of our community continue to grow, Supervisor Bonnie Khan Agnasanti, along with her board and her staff, provides countless social services to the residents of Niles Township while working with a limited budget. I'd like to draw attention to the Niles Township Food Pantry. In July of 2026 alone, the food pantry served 8,218 individuals who are a part of 2,782 families. Year to date, the food pantry has served a total of 48,738 individuals and 17,566 families. These numbers are astounding, and with cuts to SNAP and other federal funding, the need for these services will only continue to grow. Niles Township residents can help by making monetary donations or donating much-needed pantry staples, including canned goods, boxed food items, toiletries, and items for infants and young children, such as diapers, formula, and baby food. To donate, you can find links for a one-time or recurring monetary donations, as well as information about donating physical items on the Niles Township website. You can visit nilestownshipgov.com and click on the food pantry link and then select donations. So please consider helping Niles Township in its goal of ensuring that no one goes hungry. Every donation, no matter the size, can make a difference. I'd also like to mention on behalf of the Community Relations Commission, the summer photo contest is still accepting submissions. The event will run through September 1st, with winning photos to be acknowledged at a future Village Board meeting and displayed at Village Hall. We're inviting you to capture the spirit of what makes the village special, and the Adopt a planter program. So as the as the summer weather continues, we ask all Adopt a Planter participants to check on their planters to make sure they are doing well, and if there are any concerns, please let Public Works know so they can take a further look. That is the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee White?
Yes, Your Honor, I have an ordinance, 26-16. This is an ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of an economic incentive and tax increment allocation financing development agreement by between the Village of Morton Grove and 8500 MG LLC in regard to certain property located in the Lincoln Lehigh tax increment financing development area and the expenditure of funds from the Lincoln Lehigh Tax Increment Financing District Fund. This is for the property 8500 to 8550 Lehigh Avenue. This is just a first read for tonight. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you. I did want to mention that the contractor, the developer, and the attorney are here. If anybody has any questions for anybody at this point?
Yes, I'd like to ask a question.
Yes.
That if this goes through tonight,
Next meeting.
Next
do
meeting.
do you have a start date?
We were just talking,
Are you going to start this year?
yes. First of all, my name is Bernard Citron, law firm of Thompson Coburn, represented the developer, Adam Jidd, is sitting there along with our construction coordinator, Steve Spinell. It is absolutely our intention to start construction this year. We're hoping to get in the ground in October.
Sounds great.
Terry, it's a lot of work, but we can get it done. But that's our intent.
Okay, that's my only question. Thank you.
Anybody else? I know that the staff has worked incredibly hard on this so far. Go ahead, Chuck.
Incredibly hard, yes, thank you.
And I would say to Bernie and his team's credit, they have been adamant from day one trying to get in front. So they are very eager and have been very good partners from the village in working through this, both through the special use process and then through this RDA process. And they want to move very quickly.
Well, thank you, and thank you for taking on this
Thank you.
project.
Thank you for coming as
Thank
well.
you for coming.
I have a question.
Sure. Oh, sorry.
Just a
Trustee.
question. So this was the first read. We're going to vote on it on, obviously, the upcoming meeting. What's the time difference between that and then them finishing up submitting plans and getting them into the other meetings for special use and whatnot?
That's already been done.
It's already
The
done.
special use has been granted out of this. We were kind of backwards a little bit.
Perfect.
So
That's
we'll,
great.
that's why I'm confident with us working together once this hopefully I don't count my votes before it's voted on. I learned that the hard way in my practice. Once we get this approved, we'll be ready, basically ready to go very shortly after that. And we're already have submitted engineering plans to the village. There's already have review comments back, and we're making the required changes. So that's the first step, is the site work. Will be, in fact, in October, we plan to be tearing stuff down and building.
Okay.
And the residents should know that there's a restaurant component to this that we'll work very closely with you on to
Yes.
make sure that it's something that everybody wants and agrees to. And I see that we have a lot of protection, for lack of a better word, in the contract. So I appreciate all that. And does anybody else have any questions?
Yes, since Asher brought it up, since the meetings and everything have happened and you've submitted and getting comments back on it, then the very last thing would be to get the permit to start. So that's basically the steps we're at once this passes.
Yes.
If it
Okay,
passes.
just wanted, well, if and once. So I just
There's a
wanted to-
number of permits that ultimately have to be
Correct.
gotten. We hope to get a site development permit from the village first, so we can start the site work as we're waiting for IEPA and MWRD and NPDS. There's a lot of permits.
Right.
With a lot of initials.
Okay, but since all the preliminary stuff was done, once and if this passes, then that's the last step we're
Yes.
looking for, is permitting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Anybody else? Thank you guys so much for being
Thank you.
here.
We
Appreciate it.
appreciate the village working so hard. Your staff has been tremendous, listening to us and working with us to get something that I think we both can be very proud of.
Agree, they're the
That
best.
works
Thank
both
you.
ways.
Thank you.
That works
Thank you.
both ways.
All right, thank you.
That's the end of my report.
All righty. Other business, there isn't any presentation of warrants. Trustee Khan?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to present warrant register for August 11, 2026, in the amount of $878,322.38, and I hereby make a motion to approve the warrant register as presented tonight.
Second?
Motion made by Trustee Khan, seconded by Trustee Travis. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, please call the vote.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Sheba? Trustee Phil?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee White?
Aye.
Trustee Khan.
Aye.
The August 11th, 2026 warrants pass 6-0.
Thank you. Residents' comments? Mr. Zimmer? Okay, thank you for being here. Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion made by Trustee Minks, seconded by Trustee Khan. Meeting ends at 7:20. Thank you, everyone.